hot and sticky in the boat. I've been working hard all day long doing music and doing some video stuff, and just packing up for the day. Gonna have myself a nice cold beer. Just thought I'd check something, and hey, history's just happened on the Adventures of an Old Sea Dog channel. Just clicked over 100,000 subscribers, and that's thanks to you. Whoa, look at this. Oh, I'm a happy boy. I've been looking forward to this moment. It means a lot. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you. Who'd have thought? I've had this channel since 2007. Not a lot of people know that. It's been a long haul. Worth it.
In this episode, my friend Rick and I are sailing down the Hierarchy Gulf near Auckland, looking for adventure.
I was just sitting back there on the helm, keeping an eye on things, pondering the universe and all that sort of stuff one does when you're solo sailing. And I had a look just to see what's up on the deck at the moment. Pooh the canoe, who's all wrapped up in a plastic tarpaulin. He's on his way over the side of the boat. I'm like, oh no, no, Pooh, come back.
Well, what can I say? You know it's a bad day when you got to rescue your own poo. In the meantime, Rick, in his boat, Mascanada, was on point. He got into a bay, it wasn't so good, so change of plan.
The original one we were going to, there's a big swell coming in from the north. So he went in there and he said it was miserable. So we're coming to this one now. And yeah, there's quite a lot of wind. And it's rocks, as there always is, isn't there? There's always rocks and wind. Oh, I can see him bobbing about in there. He better be right about this. It's tight in here. Well, it's another lovely morning. It was a brutal day yesterday. Out in the sun all day. I was completely wrecked this morning. Anyway, gonna move round to another bay. So I'm powering up the plottery thing on the tablet, and I've done my engine inspection, and I'm gonna start the engine and go. But yesterday when I came in here, it was so sunny I couldn't see exactly what the chart on here, and it turns out there are cables in this bay. It's actually called Cable Bay. So the clue is in the name. So there's cables here. So they're power cables that power the island. It's actually a little island here, Wahiki Island. So I have to be very careful. I'm not sure where the cable is. I'm not sure where my anchor is. It's quite shallow here, so I've got to be very careful here. If I hook them, I'm destroying this recording and denying everything. Yeah, guys, if your lights suddenly go out, it's me.
I did manage to get my anchor up without doing any damage to the local infrastructure, so headed to the next bay.
Lots of boats in there. there's a ferry that comes in and out as well, so I've got to make sure I'm well clear of that. That guy's just moving off, which has made room for Rick. It's really tight in here, but I think I've got myself a good space. Meanwhile, Grandad's pulling up the rear here. You have to be so careful in these places where there's a lot of boats, there's moorings, so that when the moorings are down, there could be all kinds of paraphernalia down on the seabed. So you don't want to be anywhere near a mooring if you can help it. There are two up there. I've dropped sort of right in between them and slightly back from them. And there's a channel marker buoy just off to the right here. Rick is at the back. That's normally where I would be. I try and keep clear. But it is tight in here, and I think I'm in a good position. I'm in about 6 meters of water and I got 40 meters of chain now, so I'm not going anywhere. Well, good to the pub, that's the idea. The other thing, and it's the bane of all yachties, is having to anchor in a port where they have regular ferries, and the wash can be horrific. I've heard tell of, there was a guy on YouTube whose boat was sunk because of the wash from a ferry. So we'll see what this guy's doing, because he's just leaving now. This is one of the reasons we nearly didn't come here, so I'm going to see what happens with this. But he's going slow like he should do in a port. That's the fairway marker. That's why we have to be on this side of it.
No problem there. So Rick and I hit the town. That evening, met a guy called Alex. Turns out he's one of my viewers. And he wanted to take us for a road trip. And we said, yeah. Alex took us to what basically was a private estate. Some people who owned part of the island. And then a helicopter. There's always a helicopter in New Zealand. I don't know why. Anyway, in the estate, the guy's daughter wanted to get married, so he built her a church. Definitely off the beaten track. There's the beaten track, though. Also told that there was probably the best burger in the world here. Don't know about the best burger in the world, but it was exceedingly good, and we had a good time. But the good times were just about to get gooder.
Guess where we are. Apparently they make gin here.
Well, this certainly looks promising. Lots of shiny copper or brass or something. Nice sort of patio. A great view, but that's not what I was here for. Nice flower bed. No, I wasn't there for that. These sort of huge dog poo things on the lawn and some china sheep. I wasn't really there for that either. Anyway, made our way to a table, sat down and waited to see what turned up.
That is a gin.
Very good.
This is the man responsible for making us drink big gins during the day.
It's not my fault, just an offer.
There's actually a steel straw.
And you can tell by my face that I did really enjoy my first ever pink gin slushy. Many thanks to Alex for taking us around the island and being a perfect host. If you're ever on Waiheke Island, look him up, say hi.
Just having a morning coffee on deck. Going to move the boat, going down the way 5 miles to a little island that apparently has pizzeria on it. And they're quite good, I've heard. And I've been told. So that's what Rick and I, my friend, he's on his boat back there. I've got somebody in front of me. They're nice people, but they're anchored actually over my anchor at the moment. It's fine, but I can't leave until they go. So I've already talked to them. I think they're off in a minute or two. Yeah, I'm going to finish this coffee first before I do anything else. And then I've got to do the washing up. The bane of my life, washing the dishes. I ate aboard last night for the first time in ages. We've just been really bending it on ashore, going out every night. And we had this nice guy, Alex, yesterday take us around the island. So I was tired when we got back, so I just stayed aboard. So the weather's changing also now. It's got a nip in the air. it'll soon be time to move on to warmer climates at last. More on that coming up.
Fishing boats, fishing boats. Bloody fish. Everywhere you go, I tell you, they're crazy on fishing gear. They're all over the place. They're like ants, and you've got to be so careful. There you go. We got speed. Alrighty. Oh yes. Right. Engine in neutral. Turning around. I just got to watch out for these guys here. They must have been shitting themselves just now. I was bearing down on them at 5 knots. 5 knots? We do 5 knots, 4.1. Okay, that's cool. It's a good stiff old breeze, but Shaddy's doing what she normally does, is sail very slowly, doing 2 knots, and I think we might even be doing that sideways. So we're not doing very well. What can I do? Come up in the wind a bit. We're going to be in for a bit of a squall. Rick's taken off. Stuff over there kind of reminds me of the old days of the Caribbean and stuff. I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a cloud base and there's basically water dropping out the bottom. In other words, it's raining. This is beautiful, really enjoying this section. It was quite blustery out there, pulled a bit of sail in, and we're just ghosting past this little rock formation over here. It's called the Three Sisters, according to the chart. We've got to go just a little bit further and then hook into a little bay where there's supposed to be a pizzeria. I'll believe it when I see it. This is amazing, and I'm just under sail. I have to be a bit careful here. Yeah, we're quite close.
I always find there's a fine line as you come into a port or near a shoreline as to when to take the sails down. Like to be under sail, but there comes a point you need to take the things down for safety so you can maneuver. As I came into the bay, both Rick on his boat and I could see this. I mean, it was just full of boats. There were boats everywhere. We're in the Auckland area and it was the weekend and everybody and his dog was out. The place was full of boats. There was hardly any room to maneuver. This guy that was behind me, this guy, while I was sort of filming, just came right past my bow, and then some other people came out in a dinghy between the two of us.
There's another one anchoring in front of me. Rick's over there. He's actually on the boat having a beer with me. When we came in here, it wasn't too bad, but it's kind of crazy. Everybody from Auckland's coming down here for the weekend. We were to go for a pizza, which is over there somewhere, but no way. We got people everywhere tonight. We kind of picked the wrong time to come. Weekends is not a good idea to be out at anchor in the Auckland area. Anyway, I'm just happy that I'm steel and he's plastic. Nice lazy day today. moving on down across the hierarchy Gulf in search of more places to go and a shop to buy some provisions. There's something weird coming up on me. I don't know what it is. It's the weirdest looking sailing boat I've ever seen.
I can see down his starboard side, so he's going to clear me. There's very little wind. I'm actually trying to get over to that headland there and around it and down the other side. Yeah, AIS has just gone off, but I haven't got him on this. That's like a double freedom rig. It's 2 unstayed masts. He probably is actually sailing. It's going a hell of a lick. Impressive. Yeah, they're completely unstayed. They'll be made of carbon or something like that. And there's one on either pontoon. Now I can actually hear an engine. It's smaller than I thought he was. I've never seen that before.
I was trying to get around this headland, and just off it you can see rocks, and that's what I was worried about.
I could start the engine and then this scary bit would be over, but I'm trying to just hone my sailing skills a little bit. It's been a long time since I did this, and I'm just trying to prove a point that you can do all this stuff under sail. You just have to have patience because you're not going fast, but you will get there in the end. Right, I need to concentrate now.
Then my concentration was broken by that noise, and then I noticed this fellow coming in the opposite direction. I had seen him before, but I didn't realize he was so close, and I didn't realize he was going to do this. He was going to sneak in between me and the rocks. You could just see in the left of the picture there, the white water.
So you can see how close we all are. Me, that boat, and the rocks just over there.
In any event, the anchor was down at the end of the day, and it had been a successful day. Rick was just off from me there in the bay. Found ourselves a nice little spot. Couldn't eat out, so eating in. Decided to get the pressure cooker going and settled down for the evening. All was well with the world. But the next day, however, decided to do a change of sail. Getting a little bit fed up of doing all the slow sailing, so I got this beastie out. It's a cruising chute. I've never used it before. Started to unwrap it, put it up the mast. Then I realized this is for the next video. So if you want to see what happens, don't miss the next video. Also, I'm on a desert island doing a little bit of exploring. And there's some history, some sailing history I'm going to tell you about. And this, the wreck of the Rewa, the last resting place of this once magnificent vessel. I'm going to tell you the story behind that and lots more. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. I'd love if you could. Press the notifications bell. I'd like to thank my patrons also for being wonderful and supporting the channel. Thank you so much for watching real-time updates on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, take care.